One principle you would tell the average college student, guess what I say? Don't be average. Because the average college student merely goes to school and get a what? But not a what? And they're dead by the time they're what? And merely buried when they win. See, what you need to do is take your higher education not just higher, but also take it where? I'm going to say deeper. Pretend you're very what? Deeper. That's sexy. Okay, so, all right. Just to give you a real quick cue of that's why we're here. So, the keyest thing is this. I don't want you to one of those statistics that doesn't graduate within the 4-year framework. Is that cool? Now, with that in mind, real quick to recap here. We're talking about the idea of personal what? I'm going to say leadership. You can't lead others until you first lead who? Okay? The reason why we're learning this is because most students go to college and get what? I appreciate it. Sometimes it doesn't matter where I'm in, like Maine or California. I throw that out. Some kids go drunk, late, screwed, all these things. Right? Not answer, wrong answer. Right? Sorry about that. Getting a what? You're getting a what? Taking it higher, not where? No, you're taking it both ways. Okay, higher and deeper. So that you're not dead by the time you're what? Buried when you're what? You got it. So the idea is personal leadership. There's going to be 3 key words that I want to share with you today. And when I come back all the way back in January, I'm going to come back and remind you of these 3 words. You can write them down if you like, but I'm going to tell you, you don't have to write them down. Because I'm going to use your body to help you remember. What's the first word? When you put your hand on your head like this and say vision. Vision. All right, go like this and say believe. Believe. And go like this and say action. To help assist. All right, so the 3 words, when you go back and your friend says, what were you doing? You're like, I don't know, this crazy lipless guy, really weird. But it was like personally, and he made us say stuff. I mean, he said it was really weird. He did pictures like that. And then he said, but there's 3 things I remember we talked about. There you go. And those are the 3 words. Now, what's so cool is you're going to hear some amazing speakers throughout the semester, throughout the academic year. And when you hear them speak, okay, they're not going to be crazy like I am, all right? It's all good. All right? I know I'm crazy. I'm not crazy, but you don't know that, so it seems like I'm crazy. But I know, so it's all good. All right, here's the point. Is when they speak, I want you to hear these 3 words underneath what they're saying, is that they all had a what? They all had what? And they're all taking what? And more importantly than that, you have a what? You have to expand your what? And go out and take what? And that's what this program is designed to do. It's designed to help you lead yourself before you lead others. So the very first word, these are the 3 things we're going to go through tonight together, so this afternoon. The first word is what? So, I want to start off by sharing a poem with you. We'll kind of change my gears for a second here and get a little bit more poignant because this is important stuff. I'm going to throw a little music in the background here and share this piece. It's in our student leader book, and it's called The Sermons We See. And it goes like this. It goes, I'd rather see a sermon than hear one any day. I'd rather, oops, no. Like, what happened? Thought we were going to hear some music. There it is. There it is. It's pretty cool. It's from a man by the name of Dr. Edward Guest. He read back in the 1800s. And it goes, I'd rather see a sermon than hear one any day. I'd rather watch your hands in action. I'd rather hear a sermon. I'd rather see a sermon than hear one any day. I'd rather watch your hands in action, but your tongue too fast may run. And the lectures you deliver may be wise and ever true, but I'd rather get my lessons by observing what you do. For I might misunderstand you in the good advice you give. There's no misunderstanding how you act and how you live. Not just a small snippet of that piece called The Sermons We See. And the question I want to ask you is, when you leave this institution 4 years from now, or 5 years or 6 years, whatever that path is for you, you're going to look back. And are you going to look back on your life as a warning or as an example? That's up to you. But it all starts here today by honoring your what? So the question I want to ask you is this. What is your what? Yeah. Now, it's a pretty big-ass question, right? Okay? Excuse me when I swear every now and then. Forgive me. I don't get out that much. You can tell. But the point is this. I know I don't get out. All right, so when I do, I'm like, woohoo! All right, the thing is this. It's a pretty big question. Yes? What's that?
What's a sermon?
What is a sermon? Does anybody know? Can somebody share it? What's your first name? Iman. Iman, can anybody share what a sermon is? Go ahead. Does anybody know what a sermon is? Go ahead. What's your name, my friend?
Michael.
Michael, share with the group what a sermon is.
When you're at church in Christianity, it's when someone is testifying or delivering a message.
Okay. Somebody's like kind of lecturing at you or just delivering their message. So it's rather a sermon that one sees by how you live your life versus than just what one says. It's kind of talking the talk or walking the walk. And what I want you to do as you engage this experience, not only here at Canon, but more importantly here at ASU, is I really want to honor and have you think about what is your vision. Now, not your long-term vision, because again, that can be overwhelming, but I do want to plant the seed in this in your mind, is that I know you have a vision in your mind. That's what brings you here today. That's what brings you here to ASU. So before I ask you that question again, I'm going to ask you a couple of times, what is your vision? I want to get a perspective for you to realize that every single thing you see in the world that was made by human hands, at one time was just a thought or an idea. It was just a what? Now, more importantly, as this relates to your life as a student, is that you have a what? I know you do. That's what brings you here to college. My challenge for you is, do you have enough what? To go out and have the courage to go out and take what? To make that what? A reality. And I'm going to suggest most people, most college students don't. Okay? And that's what's so significant about being engaged in a program and a process with an amazing group of people like this. So, let me throw a couple images up here on the screen. And what is that? Let me take you. Where are potatoes from? Yes, picture this. There a woman is in the field. She picks the potato. She goes, honey, I got me a great idea. I want to stick shit in this and make one of these. Yes. Have you ever played with Mr. and Mrs. Potato? Yes. Let's look at what's next. Two geeky, nerdy-looking guys looking just like you in this room. So we're like, I'm now going to kick his ass. Or you can go on and start a small little teeny company. Facebook or YouTube. Look at when they started these companies less than 4 years ago. Pretty cool, yes or yes? Well, I can't add February 2004, I know. All right, let's take, who is this? Yeah, from what movie? The very first movie that a man by the name of created. You have basically 2 ears in a circle and goes on to build an entire what? Empire. That every little kid dreams someday to go see and be in. Then you've got this. This is a detriment of the 80s. You don't remember this, you weren't alive, but it still is there. The Flowbee. Yes, another testament to humanity. But now, move over, Flowbee. Who do we have as our icon? Vince in this shamrock. Give it up for Vince. Give him some love. Give him some love. Woo! Yeah, right. And some of you are going, I have a Snuggie. Does anybody here own a Snuggie? Nobody's going to admit they own a Snuggie, right? How many, guess what, I have the leopard Snuggie. Can you imagine me just stuck around my house and the leopard? No, you don't want a bad image. Don't do it. Bad vision, bad vision. All right. The point is this, guys. Listen up. I don't care how stupid, how silly, how lame, how big, how grand, how small the things you just saw on the screen were. The bottom line is there was 1 or 2 people who had a what? They had enough what? They went out and took what? And they made that vision a reality. I mean, folks, somebody did it with the Flowbee. The Flowbee. First thing I always do when I see that, I go, what was that person smoking? But then you start to realize that, I mean, what I'm going to do, if you don't understand what the Flowbee is, I'll show you another slide later on, but basically it's an attachment you put on your vacuum cleaner to cut your hair. All right? So I'm in the South about 5 years ago, and I'm telling the story of the Flowbee, and a student raises his hand and goes, dude, that was my uncle who created the Flowbee. I said, you're kidding me, tell us more. He said he sold 26 million units of the Flowbee. And I'm like, that's some bad looking hair. No, the point is but the point is this, is guess what? It doesn't matter how crazy it is, somebody had a what? They had what? They went out and took what? These are the 3 key things about leadership. The idea is this, we can't lead other people until we first lead who? So I want to lead yourself in this idea of honoring the fact that you fundamentally, my friend, have a what? It's in you. It's part of who you are. My job is to be goofy enough, to silly enough, intelligent enough, passionate enough, to help stretch out, give you permission to honor that is in you. You see, I believe your creator, whether your creator is Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Muhammad, Yoda, I don't care who your creator is, okay? Your creator would not give you the ability to have a vision if he or she did not give you the mechanisms to make that vision a reality, okay? So, this is what leadership is all about. It all starts with you. Now we're going to do something called the finger point. Now not the finger point you think I'm talking about, like read between the lines, different finger point. But again, we are going to need to stand up. So do me a favor and stand up. And sir, can I borrow your chair? Can I borrow your chair? Thanks. All right, I forgot to warn you all, I was like raised Catholic, so this is like church. Stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down. I'm joking.